Dead men tell no tales. Dead men tell no tales. Hello, you scalawags and bilge rats. This is your captain, Iggy, and today we're going to talk about ideal toys. So keep a weathered eye out for borders and watch closely with your spyglass for the approach of the Royal Navy. Ye not be wanting to end up in an iron cage in Jamaica. Hi guys, this is Iggy, and today we're going to look at some ideal pirates. Now, these two ships that you see in the background here are not original ideal toys. The hull of the ship is ideal, but the stylized sails are, of course, not ideal. The original ideal pirate ship looked more along these lines. This is the Sears catalog, and it shows the ideal pirates there. And you'll notice immediately that it has rat lines and the sails are furled. Looks like they weighed anchor. They got a little dinghy floating out there in the front there. So that's what the ship looked like originally. But you can see that the hull is still the same as it was. Excuse me, I hiccuped again. I had a root beer. I love root beer. I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to take us to the A&W root beer stand, and I think it was on Nordhoff Street in Woodland Hills, not Woodland Hills, Northridge. And it was like a really impromptu structure. It looked like it was made out of plywood that they painted orange. But what makes it come to mind is the root beer came in a glass jug. And gosh, it was so frosty and tasty and cold. It was really delicious. But anyway, again, Iggy is sailing off the horizon. Turns out the world really is flat. As flat as Iggy's jokes, apparently. At any rate, these are a nice group of pirates. I really like them. These, of course, are reproductions. I don't remember when I bought them because when I looked up in my journal, there was no mention of these ideal pirates or the boats. So I'm not sure. I'm guessing it was prior to 1994 because 1994 I started writing down everything. Prior to that, I bought things and didn't do that, and so I lost track of, it's been over 20 years, so I'm losing track of all the things that I purchased. But you can see that they're nicely detailed. I don't care for the ones that don't have bases because they're supposed to have rat lines that you can hang the figures from. But on these ships, they don't have that, so you can't do it, and they fall over quite easily. The ones with bases are much more stable. And they have some pretty good poses, too. They got two guys digging a hole for the treasure chest, which this fella here is holding. They got the captain. They have a captain with a cutlass. And over here we have one that looks like an old illustration of Blackbeard. It's a nice group. All of these survived storage without breakage. So that made me feel pretty pleased. It came in sort of a medium blue, a lavender yellow. It came with a couple green figures, gray. It's a nice selection. And if you like pirates, you buy the MPC pirates. These work well with the MPC pirates. I actually like some of the poses better than Barzo. I know that's sacrilege to say that because I do like Barzo quite well. very well. They're some of my favorites. But these ideal pirates are not too bad. So if you want to play with some scallywags and bilge rats, these are the figures to get. So some of you in Europe might be wondering about Ideal Toys. It was actually founded as the Ideal Novelty and Toy Company in 1903, and they produced the first teddy bear and presented it to Teddy Roosevelt, who gave it its wholehearted approval, and that thereby starting a fad that everyone started buying teddy bears. Now, the company was founded by a guy named Morris Muchtorn and his wife Rose. And when Morris died in 1938, it just became Ideal Toys. And Ideal made a lot of really cool toys. In fact, Ideal at one time was the largest doll maker in the United States. They far outstripped everyone. However, as things go, after 90 years of being in business, a little over 90 years in business, I think 94 years, they went out of business actually, they were bought out by Tyco Toys. And Tyco merged with Mattel, and they wrote off the books Ideal Toys. And all their properties were divvied up between Mattel and Hasbro. So the history of toy companies is very complicated with a lot of buyouts, and mostly because the original founders, their heirs aren't as interested, or they have some financial problems, so they get bought out by other toy companies. And so all the toy companies that I grew up with as a boy, they've all been bought out, and now it's just Hasbro and Mattel that's left. I never thought Kenner would go under, but they're gone too. They were bought out by Hasbro, and then finally Hasbro kept the Kenner line around for a little while, and then they got rid of it also. So that's a little bit of the history of Ideal Toys. They're the ones who made that Betsy Wetsy doll, but I'm pretty sure you guys aren't interested in Betsy Wetsy. I think Iggy is turning into a Betsy Wetsy because I'm getting old and starting to pee my pants. So I should change my name to Iggy Wetsy. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Did you want to sing Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for me? Oh, you don't? Oh, sorry. So let's hit the dusty trail. We'll meet up at Roy Rogers Ranch. We'll have a barbecue. And I want to thank you for getting Iggy with it and joining Iggy's crew on this adventure. You're a fine group of scallywags and bilge rats and landlubbers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to give a shout out to some of my subscribers in Russia and Italy and Sweden and Germany. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you guys very much. So for now, I'd like to say dos padania, auf Wiedersehen, adios, ciao, bon voyage, and see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.